Hey guys, it's Shell from Mermaidia Braids. I am here to read you story 8 of the Bubbles Adventures. This one is one of my absolute all-time favorites. I'm very, very excited to read this one to you. It is the Bubbles Adventures story 8. It is called Bubbles and the Valley of Unicorn Dreams. It is based on Kangaroo Valley when we were there, and I'm very excited. Okay.
Hack a story, hum a song. Hey, every page a secret door. Who knows what we're searching for? Jump in puddles, climb the air. Tiny tiger, do you dare? Bubbles adventures, take my hand. Let's explore this wonderland.
So this one is dedicated to Athena. Athena I met at the show. She was absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful princess who made our adventure in Kangaroo Valley even more magical. We were so honored to meet her. Keep shining, sweet girl. You are amazing. You made my day. And I love that I got to meet you, unicorn. Thank you so much. Let's begin. Bubbles bounced on her tires as the sun peeked up. The sky was a soft peachy pink, like fairy floss. Michelle rubbed Bubbles' dashboard lovingly. Big day, my beautiful girl. Holly stretched with a happy woof and a wag that thumped the ground. The road into Kangaroo Valley, New South Wales, curled like a ribbon through green hills. Bubbles sniffed the air. Yes, she could sniff. It smelled like fresh grass, gum leaves, and a teeny bit like mud. Bubbles knew that was Holly's favourite perfume. Holly knew Bubbles sniffed something amazing. She stuck her nose out the window and inhaled like a champion. They rolled under tall trees that whispered shh in the breeze. Birds chirped overhead. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Bubbles couldn't help it. She did a tiny honk honk back. Michelle laughed. Bubbles, I love that you make friends with everyone, even the birds. Soon the valley opened wide. Bright green paddocks, sparkling creeks, and a little fences that dotted like tires. Bubbles saw something bouncing in the distance. Is that a kangaroo? Michelle whispered. Holly's ears popped up. Alert mode on. They stopped in a little town called Kangaroo Valley. It felt cozy and busy. Bubbles smelled something delicious. Warm and buttery pastries and sweet icing drifting from a nearby cafe. Michelle's tummy rumbled loudly. Holly's tummy rumbled louder. Michelle brought a little treat to share, a soft vanilla ice cream that smelled creamy and cold. Bubbles watched the locals smile and chatting. Holly heard a crunch, snap. Michelle had broken off the bottom of her ice cream cone and put it down near Holly. Holly licked the dripping, creamy, ice-cold ice cream. Holly smiled and went, mmm, with the biggest lick of her lips. A shimmer floated across the grass like glitter in the wind. Bubbles blinked her headlights. Did you see that? Bubbles said. Holly sniffed the air and huffed like she'd smelled a secret. Out from behind the trees stepped a girl with a gentle smile. Her name was Athena, and beside her was the most unbelievable sight of all. A unicorn. No, really, a real-life unicorn. She trotted forward to say hello. Her name was Paige. Paige's coat shone like the moonlight. Her mane was soft and fluttery, like a cloud made of ribbons. The air smelled sweet, like strawberries and fresh rain. Bubbles made a tiny squeak. She didn't even know trucks could squeak. Michelle whispered, "Hello, Paige." "Hello, Athena." Paige leaned in close to Bubbles. Her mane brushed Bubbles' side, so soft and tickly it made Bubbles wiggle. Bubbles tried to stay calm. She really did. But her smile got bigger and bigger. Holly stepped forward politely, tail swishing. Paige bowed her head like a princess greeting a knight. Holly sniffed Paige's hoof and lightly brushed past her face to look her in the eyes. Then Holly sat down like a perfect lady. Athena explained in a quiet voice, Paige is a secret unicorn. Only kind hearts and brave trucks get to meet her. Bubbles puffed up her tires proudly. Then Bubbles did what she always did. She winked one eye and smiled so big and said, Hello, Paige. My name is Bubbles. I'm a friendly magical braiding truck and I love making kids smile. Athena asked in hushed tone, Want to come on an adventure with us? Paige's horn shimmered. Holly wagged her tail. Michelle grinned. Yes, we would love that. Bubbles honked once, toot, which in truck language meant, let's go! They travelled together through the valley. Paige trotted beside a road, Athena riding calmly like she'd done it 100 times. The world looked extra bright, emerald grass, blue sky, sunlight flickering through leaves. Bubbles felt like she was driving inside a storybook. At one moment, Bubbles turned her head and she thought she saw Paige floating in the air like magic. She saw sparkles weaving in the air behind her. This couldn't be right, could it? She thought. Bubbles spotted a puddle, a perfect puddle. She couldn't resist. She rolled through it, splash! And a glittery rainbow splashed arced through behind her. Michelle gasped, Bubbles! Holly barked, laughed. Paige snorted like she was trying not to giggle. Athena pointed up the road. We're going to Fitzroy Falls National Park. Paige's ears perked up. My favourite place, she said. Yes, Unicorn Paige could absolutely talk. Her voice sounded like wind chimes. Tink, 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 soft and magical. As they arrived, the air changed. It felt cooler, fresher. It smelled like wet stone, fern leaves and clean water. Bubbles breathed in and felt her engine calm down. This place was special. They followed a path lined with trees. Leaves rustled, crunch, crunch under Michelle's shoes. Holly's paws patted, tap, tap, tap. Paige's hooves made a gentle sound, clip, clop, like tiny drums. Then they heard it, a deep roaring sound like a giant whisper. Whoosh! Bubbles' eyes widened. That's water! Paige nodded proudly. That's Fitzroy Falls calling us. They reached the lookout and wow! Water tumbled down the cliff in a shiny ribbon, crashing in its mist below. The mist floated up and tickled their faces, cool and damp. Bubbles watched the water sparkle in the sun. The sound was loud and exciting. Rush! Every time the water hit the bottom, a cloud of mist puffed up like a giant breath. It looked like the falls were alive. Paige stepped close, eyes dreamy. This is my favourite smell, she whispered. Water and wilderness. Michelle closed her eyes and breathed it in. They sat together for a quiet moment. Michelle stroked Bubbles' door gently. Bubbles felt warm inside, like a hug made of sunshine. Holly leaned against Michelle's leg with full Labrador devotion. Then Paige said, I have a secret. Bubbles leaned in. Athena leaned in. Holly leaned in so hard she nearly fell over. Paige whispered, There's a unicorn wishing spot nearby. They followed Paige off the main track to a quiet place where tiny flowers dotted the grass like sprinkles. You could hear birds singing soft and sweet, chirp, chirp, chirp. With the falls in the distance like a heartbeat, Bubbles rolled slowly, trying to be extra quiet, which was very hard for a cheeky magical braiding truck. In the middle of a clearing was a smooth stone that glimmered. Paige tapped it with her hoof. Ting! Bubbles swore the stone hummed back. This is where unicorn dreams grow, Paige said. Athena pulled out a snack bag. Time for treats, she announced. The smell of fresh popcorn burst into the air. Warm, salty, buttery. Paige's eyes lit up. Popcorn is my favourite, she declared. Bubbles whispered to Michelle, Same, she said to Michelle. I really love petrol, but popcorn is even better. This is the best magical day ever. Michelle tasted the crunchy handful of popcorn. Crunch! A big smile spread across her face. Holly tried a piece and carefully chewed like a polite lady. The taste was buttery and cozy, like sitting by a campfire. Michelle helped Bubbles eat some popcorn. So good. Bubbles chewed so fast and wanted more. Michelle giggled. That's when Bubbles saw it, a big bubble wand in Athena's bag. Bubbles' eyes sparkled with mischief. She nudged the bag with her side mirror, just a little. The bubble wand rolled out. Athena picked it up, and whoosh! Bubbles everywhere. Huge bubbles, tiny bubbles, rainbow bubbles. They floated around the clearing like flying jellyfish. Paige slowly rose and flew in the air to pop the bubbles with her hooves. Bubbles wished she could fly too. Paige saw the look of wonder on Bubbles' face. Paige looked at Athena and nodded her nose. Athena waved her wand in the direction of Bubbles. Bubbles started to float in the air. Wow, this is cool! She got a little cheeky, of course, and did backflips and front flips in the air, all the while popping bubbles on the way. One bubble drifted onto Holly's nose. Holly froze, cross-eyed, then pop! Holly jumped backwards like the bubble had told a spooky joke. Paige laughed. Athena giggled. Bubbles honked once. Toot! This meant best moment ever. Paige and Bubbles floated to the ground. She trotted over to Bubbles and pressed her cheek against Bubbles' side. Her fur felt like velvet, soft and warm. Bubbles felt tingles all over again, bursts of happiness and joy. Michelle's eyes softened. We'll always be kind, she promised. She hugged Bubbles' door like it was a shoulder. Bubbles smiled, turned gentle. Even cheeky trucks have big hearts. Unicorn Paige lifted her horn and made a circle of sparkles in the air. The sparkles smelled like vanilla and fresh rain. They floated down like glitter and snow. Holly tried to catch them on her tongue. She missed, but she tried. Make a wish, Paige said. Michelle closed her eyes. Athena whispered hers to the wind. Holly's wish was probably snacks forever. Bubbles' wish was very simple. More adventures, more joy, more sparkles. The wind picked up softly. Whoosh! The wind carried their wishes away. The trees swayed like they were nodding yes. The distant falls roared like a cheering crowd. Bubbles felt the valley itself smile. As the sun began to set, Fitzroy Falls turned golden. The mist glowed and the water looked like liquid light. Michelle sighed happily. I'll never forget this. Holly leaned into her. Paige and Athena watched quietly. Time to go. Paige walked beside Bubbles back towards the road. Bubbles tried to be brave, but her headlights got a little watery. Paige nudged her gently. Unicorn friends don't say goodbye forever. We are now friends for life. Athena waved. Follow the valley, follow the kindness, and you'll find magic again. Paige's horn shimmered at one last time. The air smelled sweet like strawberries, and then Paige and Athena vanished into soft swirl of glittery mist. Holly barked once, respectfully. That night, Bubbles rested under the stars in Kangaroo Valley. The sky was deep blue and twinkling lights. The moon looked like a smile. Bubbles dreamed of unicorn hooves, roaring waterfalls, buttery popcorn, bubbles floating like planets, and flying trucks and unicorns. And in her dreams, Paige's voice chimed softly. The end. That was amazing. I absolutely love that book. I love magic and rainbows and unicorns, and I think this was perfect. At the Kangaroo Valley show, we actually met our first unicorn, and this is where this book came from and was inspired by. Thank you so much for listening. It was such an adventure and so great to write this story. Next week we are in Canberra. So just wait to see the mischief the Bubbles truck can get up to in Canberra with the Prime Minister of Australia. Can't wait. All right, see you guys later. Bye.